The Campos mansion, located in the most noble neighborhood of the city, was imposing and exuded luxury in every corner. In that environment, Ana Campos, the only daughter of the high-standard business couple, grew up surrounded by wealth and privileges. Since childhood, Ana had learned to value her family's social position and to behave in a refined manner. Her parents, Carlos and Beatriz, had always taught her the importance of maintaining appearances and frequenting the most influential social circles. Ana, my dear, you need to remember that we are an elite family. We cannot mingle with low-income people, as it would compromise our status, Beatriz would say, with her superior voice. Ana, obedient, would nod her head, even though inside she questioned the need to judge others based solely on their financial condition. After all, she had never closely interacted with people from less affluent social classes. Amidst charity balls, elegant dinners, and international trips, Ana spent most of her time. Her world revolved around ostentation and the display of wealth. Just look at that designer dress Beatriz is wearing. She knows how to dress elegantly, commented one of Ana's friends during a cocktail party at the mansion. Ana would smile and nod, although deep inside she felt increasingly empty. That lifestyle, based solely on appearances, began to bother her, even though she wouldn't admit it. It was in this scenario of privileges and prejudices that Ana would meet João, a humble young man, whose encounter would radically change the course of her life. It was a gala night at the Campos mansion. The sumptuous halls were filled with elegantly dressed guests, representing the city's high society. Ana, wrapped in her luxurious designer dress, circulated through the environment, waving and exchanging false smiles with acquaintances. Suddenly, her gaze crossed with that of a man who was not part of that privileged circle. João, a young man of simple appearance but with a sincere and captivating look, approached to hand a champagne flute to one of the waiters. Ana, curious, could not avert her eyes from that young man. There was something about him that intrigued her, something that seemed so different from the world she was accustomed to. Gathering all her courage, Ana approached João and, with her superior tone of voice, asked, "May I know what you are doing here? This is an event restricted to high society." João, surprised by the direct approach, responded politely, "I apologize, miss. I am merely a waiter hired to serve the guests tonight." Ana frowned, outraged by the response. How dare someone of humble origin be present at such a select event? "A waiter," she exclaimed, with disdain. "Well, know that I don't like people from inferior classes to mingle with us." João, although embarrassed, remained calm and responded, "I'm sorry if my presence bothers you, miss. I'm simply fulfilling my duty as a hired employee. I have no intention of intruding on your world." João's words echoed within Ana, making her reflect on her own prejudiced attitude. For the first time, she found herself confronted with her narrow vision of social differences. Unsure of how to react, Ana simply nodded her head and moved away, leaving João to observe her with a mix of curiosity and pity. That brief encounter would have a much greater impact than Ana could have imagined. In the days following the encounter at the mansion, Ana couldn't get that humble young man out of her mind. There was something about him that intrigued and bothered her at the same time. Her rigid view on social distinctions was being shaken. One afternoon, Ana decided to return to the place where she had first seen João. She needed to understand that man who had made her question her own beliefs. When she arrived, she found João serving the guests with the same polite and discreet demeanor as before. Taking a deep breath, Ana approached him. Hello, I remember you. You're the waiter who was serving at my family's party, aren't you? Joao, surprised to see her again, responded kindly. Yes, miss. I'm here again, fulfilling my work. How can I assist you? Anna hesitated for a moment, searching for the right words. I would like to apologize for my behavior that night. What I said was not appropriate. Joao smiled understandingly. Don't worry, miss. I understand that in that environment, my presence may have been seen as unusual. Anna felt her eyes welling up. That humility and understanding moved her in a way she couldn't explain. You are different from all the people I interact with. They are so superficial. You seem to have a genuine kindness that intrigues me. Joao looked at her with a serene gaze. Perhaps we could get to know each other better. I would be happy to converse with you, if you allow me. Anna hesitated, thinking of her family and what they would say if they saw her approaching a man of a lower social class. But something inside her compelled her to move forward. Yes, I would very much like that. From that day on, Anna and Joao began a dialogue that deepened with each encounter. She felt increasingly drawn to his humility and character, while he admired her courage to open up to a new perspective. Gradually, the social chasm between them seemed to dissolve, making way for a deep connection that Anna had never imagined she could experience. As the meetings between Anna and Joao became more frequent, a deep feeling began to develop between them. Despite the social differences, something attracted them to each other in a way that neither of them could explain. One day, during a walk in a public park, Joao gathered all his courage and knelt before Anna. Anna, from the first moment our eyes met, I felt there was something special between us. You are an amazing woman, of unparalleled beauty, not only on the outside, but also on the inside. And I have fallen in love with you. Anna felt her heart racing. Those words touched her in a way she had never imagined possible. Joao, I have also fallen in love with you. But what about my family? They will never accept our relationship. They raised me to belong to a specific social class, and I fear they won't understand what I feel for you. Joao gently held Anna's hands. I know this won't be easy, my love. But I believe that together, we can overcome any obstacle. You are the woman of my life, and I want to spend the rest of my days by your side. Taking a deep breath, Joao pulled a small box from his pocket and opened it, revealing a simple yet meaningful engagement ring. Anna Campos, will you marry me? Anna felt her eyes fill with tears. In the presence of this humble man, but with such a noble heart, she could no longer care about social differences. Yes, Joao. Yes, I will marry you. They embraced, filled with emotion, sealing that moment with a passionate kiss. Anna knew she would face her family's opposition, but in that moment, nothing seemed to matter more than the love she had found. However, Anna also couldn't avoid the worry about her mother, Beatriz, and her father, Carlos, when they learned of the union between a Campos and a man of humble origin. She knew that the acceptance of her family would be the greatest challenge to be faced. As soon as Anna and Joao announced their engagement, the Campos mansion was in an uproar. Beatriz, Anna's mother, could not hide her shock and indignation at the news. What do you mean, you're engaged to a humble man? Anna, this is unacceptable. Our family will never accept a union with someone from a lower social class. Anna took a deep breath, trying to contain her emotions. Mother, I know this may seem unacceptable to you and father, but I love João. He is a wonderful man, with a noble heart, and that's what truly matters to me. Beatriz shook her head, incredulous. Love? You're blinded, Ana. Love is not enough to unite a Campos to a simple worker. Think of our name, our reputation. Are you willing to throw it all away because of a whim? Ana felt her heart tighten, but she did not back down. It's not a whim, Mother. I've never felt this way about anyone before. Please, try to understand. At that moment, Carlos, Anna's father, entered the room, with a heavy expression. What's going on here? Beatrice told me about this absurd engagement. Ana, have you lost your mind? Ana swallowed hard, feeling increasingly pressured. Father, I know this may be a shock, but I love João, and I want to marry him. Please, try to understand. Carlos raised his hand, in a gesture of disapproval. Understand. We will never accept such a marriage. You are a Campos, you belong to the upper class. I will not allow you to sully our name by associating with a man of humble origin. Ana felt the tears roll down her face, but she did not falter. Father, Mother, please hear what I'm saying. I love João, and nothing you say will change that. I hope that, in time, you can understand and accept our union. Beatrice and Carlos exchanged furious glances, making it clear that they would not accept this relationship. That's not going to happen, Ana. You will cancel this wedding, even if we have to cut you off from the family, Carlos declared. Faced with the firm opposition of her parents, Ana felt increasingly distressed. She knew the path ahead would be arduous, but she was determined to fight for her love. Despite the strong opposition from her parents, Ana was determined to marry João. She knew she would face many challenges, but the love she felt for him was greater than anything else. After several fruitless discussions with Beatriz and Carlos, Ana decided to talk to João about her fears regarding her family's acceptance. João, I love you with all my heart, but my parents will never accept our marriage. They say you are from a lower social class and that it would stain our family's name. João listened attentively, holding Anna's hands with care. My love, I know your family is very traditional and that they have prejudices against people of humble origin. But I believe that, with time, they can learn to accept us. Ana shook her head, worried. I really want to believe that, João. But I'm afraid they might be inflexible. They are so attached to appearances and social status. I fear they won't want you or your mother to be part of our wedding. João's eyes widened, surprised by Anna's suggestion. Are you saying you don't want my mother to come to our wedding? But she is my family, Ana, and I love her. Ana lowered her gaze, feeling ashamed. I know, João, and I'm sorry for saying that. But I'm so worried about my parents' reaction that I think it would be better if your mother didn't go. João let go of Anna's hands, taking a few steps back. His expression was a mix of disappointment and indignation. So, that's it. You want me to exclude my own mother from our wedding, just to please your prejudiced family? Ana felt her heart tighten as she saw João's reaction. João, please try to understand my position. I don't want to lose you, but I also don't want my family to reject us. Maybe, if your mother doesn't go, they can accept our marriage. João shook his head, his eyes welling up. Accept our marriage. At what price, Ana? Do you want me to abandon my own mother, the person who raised me with so much love and dedication? That is unacceptable to me." He paused, taking a deep breath. "If you truly love me, you'll have to love me for who I am, with my family and all. Because my mother is an essential part of who I am." Anna felt devastated. She knew João was right, but her fear of her family's rejection was blinding her. In that moment, she needed to make a decision that would put her true love to the test. João remained silent for a few moments, his expression showing a mixture of disappointment and disbelief. He looked at Anna, his eyes shining with an intensity she had never seen before. "So, that's it, Anna. You want me to exclude my own mother from our wedding, just to please your prejudiced family?" Anna lowered her gaze, feeling deeply ashamed. "João, I just want my parents to accept our marriage. They made it clear they will never accept someone from a lower social class." João took a step forward, his voice rising in a tone of indignation. "Lower class? So, is that how you see me too? As someone inferior to you and your family?" Anna hurried to deny it, raising her hands in a placating gesture. "No, João, that's not it. I love you, you know that. But my parents are very traditional and—" João interrupted her, raising his voice even further. "Traditional? They are prejudiced, Anna. And you are allowing yourself to be swayed by this outdated and petty mindset." He ran his hands through his hair, in a gesture of frustration. "I thought you were different, that you truly loved me. But now I see that you are willing to deny my own mother, the person who raised me with so much love and dedication." Anna felt the tears streaming down her face, her voice trembling. "João, please, try to understand my position. I don't want to lose you, but I also can't go against my family." João shook his head, his eyes shining with disappointment. "So, you're forcing me to choose between you and my mother? That's unacceptable to me, Anna. I thought you loved me for who I am, but I see I was mistaken." He paused, letting his words sink into Anna's heart. "I love you, Anna, but if you're not capable of accepting my family, then perhaps it's best we end this now." João's words were like a dagger to Anna's heart. She felt torn between the love she felt for him and the fear of disappointing her family. In that moment, she needed to make a decision that could change the course of their lives forever. While Anna and João discussed the possibility of excluding Maria from the wedding, the poor woman, oblivious to everything, was preparing with all her care for the big celebration. Maria had spent weeks saving every penny to buy a simple but dignified dress to wear at her son's wedding. She was so happy and proud that João had found a woman to share his life with. Sitting in her humble home, Maria finished sewing the last details of the dress, humming a lullaby she used to sing to João when he was a child. Her eyes shone with joy, anticipating the moment when she would see her son get married. Suddenly, the sound of the doorbell pulled her from her daydreams. When she opened the door, Maria found João, his face marked by a deep sadness. "Mother, what's wrong? Why do you look so distraught?" João swallowed hard, his voice choked with emotion. "Mother, Anna asked that you not come to our wedding." Maria's eyes widened, her hand flying to her chest, as if those words had pierced her heart. "What? What do you mean, João? You won't let me attend your wedding, will you? I'm your mother." João lowered his head, unable to meet Maria's teary eyes. "She said you don't fit the wedding environment, mother. that my family wouldn't accept someone of your social standing." Tears rolled down Maria's wrinkled face, her voice trembling with sadness and disappointment. "But I'm your mother. I raised you with so much love, João. How can she do this to me?" João hugged her, his own heart heavy with pain. "I'm so sorry, Mother. I tried to convince her, but she's too worried about her family's reaction." Maria pulled away, shaking her head in denial. "No, João. I can't believe you're going to exclude me from your wedding. You are my son, I have the right to be there." João held Maria's hands, pleading. "Please, Mother, understand. I don't want to hurt you, but I can't lose Anna either. I hope that, in time, she can accept you." Maria broke free from João's embrace, her face contorted in deep resentment. "Accept? I'm your mother, João. Are you going to let this woman reject me like this?" João couldn't find the right words to comfort his mother, whose pain was palpable. This situation was tearing him apart, forcing him to choose between the love of his life and the love of his mother. After the painful conversation with João, Anna was alone in her room, her heart racing and her mind in turmoil. She knew she had made a grave mistake in asking João to exclude his own mother from the wedding. "What have I done? How could I be so selfish and petty?" Anna questioned herself, feeling increasingly guilty. She recalled the disappointed expression on João's face, his harsh words echoing in her mind. He was right in saying that she was letting her family's prejudice sway her. Anna paced back and forth, her hands trembling. She loved João deeply, but the prospect of disappointing her parents terrified her. "They would never forgive me if I married him. They've always taught me that our family must maintain its appearances and reputation." She remembered the threats of Carlos, her father, saying he would disinherit her if she insisted on that marriage. "But João is the man of my life. He accepts me as I am, with all my flaws. I can't lose him." Anna sat down on her bed, tears streaming down her face. She was torn between pride and the fear of disappointing her family, and the sincere love she felt for João. "I need to make a decision. I can't let my prejudice destroy the chance to be happy with João." Taking a deep breath, Anna stood up, determined to go talk to João again. She knew she had to face her own demons and overcome her pride in order to fight for her love. "I will tell João that I accept his mother at our wedding. No matter what my parents say, I can't lose the man I love because of a stupid issue of social status." With this resolution in mind, Anna left the room, ready to face the challenges that lay ahead. She was ready to take responsibility for her actions and fight for her future with João. Determined to make peace with João and accept his mother at the wedding, Anna headed to his house. Her heart was racing, fearing João's reaction after her prejudiced behavior. When she arrived, she rang the doorbell, feeling increasingly nervous. When João opened the door, their eyes met, and Anna could see the hurt and disappointment reflected in them. "João, I need to talk to you. Can I come in?" João hesitated for a moment, but then let her in. They went to the living room, a tense silence filling the air. "João, I've come to apologize. What I said about your mother was horrible and prejudiced. I let myself be swayed by the fear of disappointing my family." João crossed his arms, his gaze serious. "You know how much that hurt me, Anna. My mother is the most important person in my life, and you rejected her simply because of her social status. Anna lowered her head, feeling ashamed. I know, João. And I deeply regret it. Your mother is a wonderful person, and I should have honored and respected her, not excluded her. She looked up, meeting João's eyes. Please, forgive me. I don't want to lose you because of my own narrow-mindedness. João sighed deeply, his expression softening. I understand that your family is very traditional and conservative, Anna. But that doesn't justify you trying to force me to exclude my own mother from our wedding. He paused, gently holding Anna's hands. You know I love you more than anything, but I can't accept you treating my mother this way. She raised me alone, with so much love and dedication. She is an essential part of who I am. Anna felt the tears streaming down her face. I know, João. And I now understand how much my attitude hurt her. I want to fix this. I want your mother to be part of our wedding. João looked at her, his expression still a little distrustful. Are you sure about this, Anna? Are you willing to face your family's reaction? Anna nodded, determined. Yes, João. You and your mother are much more important to me than any demand from my family. I want you both to be a part of my life forever. João pulled her into a tight hug, his voice choked with emotion. Thank you, my love. I know it won't be easy, but together we'll face any challenge. In that moment, Anna felt stronger than ever. She knew she had much to learn, but she was determined to overcome her own prejudices and fight for her love. The day of Anna and João's wedding had finally arrived. The imposing Campos mansion was decorated with luxury and elegance, reflecting the social status of the bride's family. Anna, dressed in a dazzling wedding gown, faced her reflection in the mirror, her heart racing. She had faced the wrath of her parents by insisting that João's mother, Maria, would be welcome at the event, but her determination to fight for her love kept her steadfast. I can't let my parents stop me from being happy. João is the man of my life, and I will love him even if it costs me my relationship with my family. Filled with resolution, Anna left the room and headed to the entrance of the mansion, where she would meet João and his mother. Meanwhile, Maria, dressed in her modest dress, nervously waited outside. She still couldn't believe that her own son had allowed his future wife to exclude her from the wedding. How could João do this to me? I'm his mother, I have the right to be there to see him get married. Tears streamed down Maria's wrinkled face, her hand gripping the fabric of the dress firmly. She was about to give up on going when the mansion's door opened and Anna appeared. Maria, I need to talk to you. Maria looked at her with distrust, her voice choked with emotion. What do you want? Haven't you excluded me enough already? Anna swallowed hard, feeling increasingly guilty. I know, and I deeply regret it. Please, accept my apology. I want you to be part of our wedding. Maria looked at her with disbelief, not knowing what to say. You're saying you want me to come to the wedding? Anna nodded, gently holding Maria's hands. Yes, I beg you. You are the mother of the man I love, and I want you to be there to share this moment with us. Maria felt the tears well up again, but this time they were tears of relief and happiness. Oh, my child. I thought you wouldn't let me participate in my own son's wedding. They embraced, and in that moment, Anna knew she had made the right choice. Despite all the obstacles, she was determined to unite her family. The wedding ceremony of Anna and João took place amidst the pomp and circumstance of the Campos mansion. The guests, dressed in their finest, observed the union of the couple, which seemed to be a perfect celebration. However, at the altar, the tension was palpable. Anna, despite being radiant in her wedding dress, couldn't hide her concern about the absence of her mother-in-law, Maria. She knew that her request to exclude her from the wedding had deeply hurt João. As the officiant conducted the ceremony, João remained silent, his gaze wandering through the crowd of guests, searching for his mother. His heart ached at the thought that she had decided not to come. Suddenly, João raised his hand, interrupting the officiant. All eyes turned to him, stunned by the interruption. "I'm sorry, but I need to pause the ceremony. There is something very important I need to do." Anna felt her heart racing, fearing that João might call off the wedding because of her actions. João then turned to the church entrance, his eyes shining with determination. "Mother, please, come here." All the guests turned, observing the church entrance with curiosity. To everyone's surprise, Maria, visibly emotional, walked towards the altar, holding her modest dress. When she reached João, Maria couldn't hold back the tears. Her son enveloped her in a tight hug, letting his own tears roll down his face. "Mother, I'm so happy you came. You are the most important person in my life, and I couldn't get married without you here." Maria sobbed, her heart overflowing with joy. "Oh, my son. I thought you wouldn't let me be a part of your wedding." João gently pulled her away, holding her hands with affection. "Mother, I would never exclude you from this moment. You are my family, and I love you with all my heart." Then, João turned to Anna, who watched the scene with teary eyes. "Anna, my love, I know you asked that my mother not come. But she is an essential part of who I am, and I can't get married without having her here." Anna swallowed hard, feeling ashamed. "João, I regret it so much. You're absolutely right, your mother is the most important person in your life, and I have no right to prevent her from being here." At that moment, Carlos and Beatriz, Anna's parents, stood up, their faces red with fury. "Anna, what is the meaning of this? How can you allow this woman of inferior classes to be part of our wedding?" João raised his hand, interrupting them. "Enough, please. This is my family, and I love them. If you're not capable of accepting them, then you can't be part of my life." Silence fell over the church, all the guests waiting for the Campos couple's reaction. In that moment, Anna knew she had to make a decision that would define the course of her future. The heavy silence in the church was almost palpable. The guests watched in amazement as the scene unfolded before them. João, firm in his position, faced Anna's parents, challenging them with his gaze. "Enough, please. This is my family, and I love them. If you're not capable of accepting them, then you can't be part of my life." Carlos and Beatriz seemed furious, their faces red with anger. "How dare you speak to us that way? We are your future in-laws, Anna must respect us," Carlos shouted. João raised his hand, interrupting him. "Respect? You have no right to demand respect when you refuse to accept my mother, the most important person in my life." Beatrice stepped forward, her voice shrill and indignant. "But this woman doesn't have the same social standing as us. She doesn't fit our level." Maria, who had been silent until then, took a step forward, her face marked by a deep sadness. "So, this is how you see me? As someone inferior, unworthy of participating in the wedding of my own son? João wrapped his mother in a protective gesture, facing his future in-laws with firmness. Enough. My mother is the woman who raised me with so much love and dedication. She deserves all my respect and admiration. Turning to Ana, João held her hands, his gaze pleading for understanding. Ana, my love, you also need to understand how much your attitude hurt my mother. She is an essential part of who I am. Ana felt the tears stream down her face. She knew she had acted wrongly, and now she was forced to face the consequences of her actions in front of all the guests. Summoning courage, Ana turned to Maria, her voice trembling. Maria, I know I have no right to ask, but please, forgive me. I was selfish and prejudiced to ask that you not participate in our wedding. Maria looked at her, her eyes filled with hurt. You hurt me deeply, my daughter. I thought you would have the ability to accept me as part of my son's life. Ana fell to her knees, sobbing. I know, and I regret it so much. Please, forgive me. I want you to be a part of my life and João's life. Beatriz and Carlos watched the scene, their pride wounded. Ana, you can't be serious. This woman doesn't belong to our world, Beatriz screamed. João stepped forward, his voice firm. Enough. Either you accept my mother, or you're not part of my wedding. This is my family, and I love them. Silence fell over the church as everyone awaited the Campos' reaction. In that moment, Ana knew she had to make a decision that would define the course of her future. The silence that had fallen over the church after João's confrontation was deafening. All the guests watched, with expressions of shock and discomfort, the dramatic scene unfolding before them. Ana, kneeling at Maria's feet, was sobbing profusely, her voice broken by emotion. Maria, please, forgive me. I was so selfish and prejudiced to ask that you not participate in our wedding. You are the mother of the man I love, and I have no right to exclude you. Maria looked at her, her eyes brimming with tears. My child, I understand that you were raised in an environment of privileges and appearances. But I had hoped that you would be able to see beyond that and accept my humble condition. Beatriz and Carlos, Ana's parents, observed the scene with expressions of deep embarrassment. They knew that their daughter had made a grave mistake, and now they were forced to face the consequences in front of all the guests. Gathering courage, Carlos approached, his voice trembling. Maria, we deeply regret the way we treated you. You are the mother of the man our daughter loves, and we should have been able to accept you. Beatriz nodded, lowering her gaze in repentance. Yes, Maria. We let ourselves be carried away by prejudices and appearances, and we forgot what really matters, the love and unity of our families. Maria looked at them, still visibly hurt. I hope you have learned a valuable lesson today. Love is not measured by social status, but by kindness and integrity of character. João approached, gently holding his mother's hand. Mother, I'm so sorry I allowed this to happen. I should have been more firm in defending you from the beginning. Maria hugged him, her eyes shining with pride. My son, you are a wonderful man. I couldn't be prouder of you. Ana stood up, facing her parents with determination. Mother, father, I know you raised me to maintain the appearances and social status of our family. But I've learned that true love transcends all of these things. She turned to Maria, holding her hands. Maria, I beg you to forgive me. I want you to be a part of my life and João's life. You are our family now. Maria nodded, her lips curving into a moved smile. I forgive you, my daughter. And I will be honored to be a part of your life. At that moment, the silence of the church was broken by a wave of emotional applause. The guests, once shocked, now applauded the act of courage and redemption of that family. Anna and her parents looked at each other, finally understanding the lesson they had learned that day. They knew that from then on, their family could only grow stronger, united by true love. After the dramatic confrontation at the altar, the wedding ceremony of Anna and João proceeded, filled with emotion and meaning. The union of that couple, who had overcome so many obstacles, gained a new significance. As the officiant resumed the vows, Anna and João exchanged complicit glances, their fingers firmly intertwined. They knew that this would not only be a wedding, but the beginning of a journey of overcoming and redemption for the entire family. At the end of the ceremony, when the couple sealed their commitment with a passionate kiss, the guests applauded fervently, immersed in the atmosphere of reconciliation. In a meaningful gesture, Anna walked up to Maria and embraced her affectionately. The mother-in-law, touched, reciprocated the gesture, her tears freely flowing down her wrinkled face. Thank you, my daughter. I know it wasn't easy for you to face your family and your own prejudices for me. Anna squeezed Maria's hands tenderly. You are my family now, Maria. And I want you to know that I love and respect you deeply. Beatriz and Carlos, visibly moved by the scene, approached timidly. Maria, we would like to apologize. Our behavior was terrible, and we deeply regret it. Carlos nodded, his voice trembling. Yes, Maria. You are the mother of the man our daughter loves, and we should have been able to accept you from the beginning. Maria looked at them, her eyes shining with understanding. I know you were raised in a world of privileges and social status. But I hope this experience has taught you that true value lies in the kindness of the heart, not in material wealth. Beatriz held Maria's hands, her expression lit by a sincere smile. You're right, Maria. And we promise that we will do our best to learn from this lesson and welcome you as part of our family. João, beside Anna, observed the scene with a proud smile. He knew that this moment marked the beginning of a new era for the family. Now we are one family, united by love and the overcoming of prejudices. Let's celebrate this union and build a bright future together. They all embraced, sealing that moment of redemption and reconciliation. From that day on, the Campos Silva family would grow stronger, each doing their best to overcome their own prejudices and cherish the bonds that united them.